Suppression balls. Suppression balls.
In the name of Jesus from South America, they're coming here, they're coming here, they're coming here, they're coming here from Africa. Pika hata anda ata. I hear the sound of victory. Pika hata anda ata. I hear the sound of victory. I hear the sound of victory. I hear the sound of
Winning, winning, winning.
Pika hata anda ata.
Winning, winning, winning.
Pika hata anda ata. Oh, the bata rata ande eke eke ma.
All right, guys, normally we have tons of time for nonsense on the show, but today we really don't, so I'm going to have to cut that a little bit short. Welcome, everybody. We're waiting for, in the absence of Donald Trump, who is just missing. Donald Trump has not taken a single question from the press for, I don't even know how long it's been. I mean, he did the night of the election, he came out and said he won, and then on Thursday the 5th, he did a press conference, took no questions and said he won. And then last Friday, I believe it was, he came out and bragged about vaccines and didn't take any questions. So I think it's been at least 2.5 weeks, if not 3. I don't know. I don't remember the last time Trump took questions from the press, but he's certainly not going to be doing it today is the point. But we are standing by for a House Republican leadership press conference scheduled for 14 minutes from now. Presumably one of the questions, if it is a real press conference rather than a rant, presumably one of the questions that they will be asked at the top of the hour is, do you believe Donald Trump is going to be inaugurated for a second term? Or don't you? That, I think, would be a very important question to ask Republican leadership at the top of the hour. For people saying Chuck Grassley won't be there, remember, this is the House leadership. Chuck Grassley is in the Senate. So Chuck Grassley will not be there because he is not in the House. Very, very important element, factual element to remember. A couple of super chats I wanted to get to, and I just have so much stuff for you guys that I'm glad we have time. Chakaseki said Giuliani arguing in front of the Pennsylvania federal courthouse might be the funniest thing ever. His courtroom sketch probably looks like Bat Boy on mescaline. Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard, but you know how Rudy Giuliani is a TV lawyer? He's not really Trump's lawyer in that he's not arguing motions before a court. Rudy Giuliani announced, I think it was yesterday or maybe today, that he would actually be representing Donald Trump before some Pennsylvania court, which I can't even imagine. And I don't imagine it will be televised. It would be great if it was. But I do have for us a new interview that Rudy Giuliani gave. This was today, claiming he now has 2 vehicles ready to go to the Supreme Court. Reportedly, both are diesel powered. No, I think what he's saying here is he has 2 paths to the Supreme Court via a chain of subsequent appeals. And we're going to look at that a little bit later. And Rudy Giuliani, it's so funny that earlier today on the bonus show, I think it was, maybe it was on the broadcast show, I said, who is paying for these attorneys and how much are we paying them? Because this entire voter fraud thing and cases and lawsuits and all this stuff, it seems ripe for attorneys billing $1,000 an hour. And then we learned Rudy Giuliani has asked for, it's not, I don't know whether he's gotten it, but Rudy Giuliani has asked for $20,000 a day to do whatever it is that he is doing, including, I guess, tucking in his pants, as we saw in the Borat film. Junk Saint wants to know via Super Chat how to respond to specific comments to make names highlight. I have no idea. I've never left a YouTube comment that I can remember, ever. So that's not some, but I'm sure someone can tell you. Ryan says, I spent $2 to say Donald J. Trump is more punctual than you. That's very much untrue. Sam says, oh my God, David, I had to flush my toilet 9 times today. I've been told the plumbing is old and can be iffy, but I know deep down it's because of these do-nothing Democrats. Yeah, remember, Donald Trump for a while explained to us, if Joe Biden is elected, there will be no more air conditioning or heating in the winter. There will be no water pressure. Dishwashers, you'll have to run them 2 or 3 times to get your dishes clean, and you'll have to flush your toilet 10 to 15 times. So I'm still waiting for that. Just to be sure, I've started flushing 15 times because I don't want to get caught in a weird situation. But I don't know that you have to flush 15 times yet. It must be coming soon, but not yet. Ryan also spent another $2 to say I'm cool. Okay, very good. Hey, love the show. Was hoping you could touch on the lack of orange and blonde on Trump in his address the other day. Yeah, Trump, it almost seemed like he allowed his hair to go white again. I don't know. Serge says it's bizarre watching Biden speak. He's coherent, doesn't insult or attack anyone, tells no lies, and makes references to doctors and science. It is jarring. Yeah. Joe Rader says new entry into the S&P 500 coming very powerfully on December 21st. I assume you mean Tesla. Yeah, Tesla. I still own my Tesla stock. Let's pull it up. It was announced that Tesla would be entering the S&P 500. I'm still holding. I bought in 2015. So let's see where we are. This split. I think there was a 4-to-1 split. Let me see here. When did I buy? I believe I bought in February of 2015 it says 40, and I think it split 4-to-1, which would have made it 160. Or did it split 5-to-1? Does anybody remember? The hell, I don't even know what's going on. Anyway, I panic sold half my stock around here when the Elon Musk on Joe Rogan panic set in, and I was like, oh my God, it's going down. And of course I was wrong. This is why I don't tell anybody to follow my stock picks, because I don't know what the hell is going on. But that's what's going on, guys, okay? So I don't know anything else about it. All right. Let me get back to this super chat in a little bit. Okay, a few things for you guys. I have memes and I have voicemails. Which do you want first, memes or voicemails? It was a 5-to-1 split. Thank you. I appreciate being told that. Memes and voicemails. Memes and voicemails. People seem to want the memes first. Okay, fine. So I've got a couple different things. One is, let me do these one by one. So the other day, oh, I wish I was more organized today. Hold on a second. There we go. So the other day I posted what may be my last appearance at a cafe for the entire season to my Instagram, david.pacman. You should really be following me on Instagram if you're not. This was instantly memed with me wearing a Biden-Harris hat. I had a coffee with extra plasma, as you can see. I have the laptop from hell in front of me, as you can see, property of Hunter Biden. And then this is that. Remember how Tucker Carlson sent those documents and they were lost in the mail? It was sort of like the dog ate the homework. I actually, as you can see here, have a UPS envelope right in front of me. Is that UPS? I guess it is. Attention, Tucker Carlson in LA. So this was the scene, as you can imagine, and the extra plasma on the coffee. Very, very important. Okay. I have the producer Pat fraud video. We'll get to that. This one I showed you last week. If you saw in the corner at the Paula White event, I was there. I was the guy walking around in the background. This gentleman, a little more portly than I am, but he does have the Nikes, which I will sometimes wear. And then also, this is a nice touch, the Clorox bleach, which you need. You definitely need to fight off the virus. This one was posted by Action Adam to my subreddit. David, I would just like to say we here in Paris are very worried about Trump refusing to concede. Yes, it's very sad. So are croissants still a thing over there? I guess this is sort of making a joke out of when I get international callers, I'll ask them food questions to sort of lighten the mood. I think that the audience enjoys that. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I would love to be back in Paris as I was here, sipping a cappuccino. And, there they don't call it cappuccino, though. They call it something else. And having a croissant. And then I don't know if you guys saw me. This is my strategy to lure Donald Trump out of the White House. We know how much he loves KFC. So I'm going to show up with a fishing pole and see if I can get Trump to leave this way. I think it's completely plausible that it would work. All right, very good. So strong meme submissions today. I very, very much appreciate that. Okay, let me do I'll do a couple of voicemails. We got 2 voicemails. We got one voicemail from the guy who calls me David Prickless. And then we got another one from Troy York using another bizarre pseudonym. Let's go. I don't know which is which. I'll just play the first one and we'll take a listen to it. Here we go. This could be anything. Get the kids out of the room.
Hi, David. This is Wally Jackson. Giving you a call. I just had a question. I noticed that you retweet Aaron Rubin, the reporter, a lot, and I'm just wondering if, like, him and people like you and Daniel Dale, if
I don't know who Daniel Dale is, first of all.
If you guys are disgruntled because there's really not many gay bars anymore.
First of all, I don't know. Are bars even a thing during the virus? But Aaron Rupar is married to a woman and has a baby. So he's not a gay guy. I'm not a gay guy. I don't mind gay bars, but I wouldn't be disgruntled by their presence or absence.
I've always been amazed. I'm going to write this on my blog about how few homosexual bars there are.
See, it's weird that that's something Troy York is even keyed into. Like, who's thinking about gay bars all the time and the number of gay bars?
For people who have such influence, political influence and power in urban areas, I'm amazed how there's so few bars, gay bars in large cities.
Okay, so clearly a very, very important issue, top of mind for Troy York. I actually wonder, I mean, to take it seriously, if we had sort of like full acceptance of LGBT folks, you almost like wouldn't need separate gay bars anymore because LGBT folks would just go to bars and it would be fine. I think that the existence of gay bars seems to have been predicated on the idea that there was a desire for a place where people could just be who they are without, risking running into people like Troy York, I guess is the point I'm making. Okay. And then lastly, somebody's telling me I follow Daniel Dale. That's fun. That maybe I don't know him by name. I follow, a bunch of people on Twitter. Here's a last one. This is David Prickless guy.
Hey, asshole. We're going to bomb the shit out of Iran. What'd you do? Lick your mother's clitoris and stick your tongue up her vagina? Why don't you flap
Urgina? Urgina? Or is he saying hergina? That's really weird.
your wings around a little bit more? Maybe you'll fly back to Venezuela.
I've never been to Venezuela.
You commie.
Not a communist either.
You're an asshole. All of yous are.
All yous are. Can you believe that accent?
Stephanie can kick your ass.
Stephanie. That's a non sequitur. I assume Stephanie can kick my ass. I assume he's referring to Stephanie Miller. Yeah, I mean, listen, I would not mess with Stephanie Miller. I think he's there. If there's anything accurate in that voicemail, it's that Stephanie Miller probably can kick my ass. That's true. That's very, very true. Stephanie. Yeah, that guy, something's very, very wrong with that guy. That's absolutely for sure. Okay, we've gotten that out of the way. Let's continue. I want to get to some of your super chats and Twitch messages. Before I do that, I do want to say thanks to Patty DeRoy, who just signed up on my website, and Peter Van Wyck signed up on my website. They are new members 1 and 2 today at joinpacman.com. We do have this hot new coupon code, Fresh Start. Because why? Because it's a fresh start with Joe Biden. We're also counting Twitch subs towards our goal. We are at 2488. That's 10 new ones, my friends, which puts us at 12. Consider yourselves invited. Grab a subscription at joinpacman.com. It is actually the #1 funding source for the show. Some of you may have heard that we lost all monetization on Facebook last week because I talked about Steve Bannon saying Fauci should be beheaded. Bannon was not banned from Facebook for saying it. I was demonetized on Facebook for saying, hey, you know what? It's bad to behead people and it's bad to call for violence. We were demonetized. So in any case, grab a membership at joinpacman.com. Always very much appreciated. The coupon code, perfect coupon code, saves you 70%. And I guess that reminds me, I promised you the producer Pat Ford video. So I played this last week, but it has replay value. As many of you know, Donald Trump launched a voter fraud line where you could call and report fraud if you saw it. And they had to shut it down because they got too many phony phone calls. But before it happened, producer Pat Ford was able to call in and report me for my borderline illegal deals, as well as voting 3 times in Vegas under the name David Parkman. Let me get this set up here. Hold on a second. Let's see if I can get this going for you. Whoa, hold on a second. That's the wrong thing. Here it is. I should have had this prepared. I apologize that I didn't, but we do have it. Shrink it a little bit more. There we go. Okay, listen to this. This is genius.
Hello, yes, I would like to report voter fraud today.
Sure. What's your experience?
By the way, the woman sounds defeated, like she's just been taking prank calls all day. Let's continue.
Well, there's a certain David Parkman who I know to have voted in Nevada 3 times at least.
Okay, and what county is that?
In Clark County. He goes there twice a year for a conference.
That's true. I do tend to go there.
And also, he happens to be giving out borderline illegal membership discounts, like 50% off, 60% off, 70% off. And I'm worried that that could be sacrificing the integrity of the election.
Okay, and what was your name?
My name is
Uh-oh, now it actually got difficult. He hadn't planned for this.
McDonald.
McDonald. It's like Madonna. It's just a single. It's you know, there's no need for a last name. It's just McDonald. That's it. And quite plain and simple. Nothing to be shy about there. So that was it. And as you guys know, now that we've been outed, it's only a matter of time until these illegal membership discounts have to go away. So take advantage of it. Take advantage of it while you can. Okay, let me say hello to a few other people. Moondog subscribed with Twitch Prime and says 11 very powerful months. I appreciate that. Thank you. 11 months. I guess that's it. Chaotic Stasis said, what's up, everybody? So that chaotic checking in as well. Appreciate that. Let me get to a few other super chats and see what's on people's minds. Edwin says, worst case scenario, what should happen for Trump to get his second term? Of course, we, the sane people of the world, hope it won't get to that. Trump lost, guys. Trump lost. Boom. That's it. Trump lost. Biden's president-elect. Brendan says, hey, David, according to Social Blade, your YouTube channel is rated as an A-, and Dave Rubin's is only rated as a B+. Keep churning those ideas. Oh, I had a Dave Rubin thing. I don't know if we really want to do this, but hold on a second. Meltdown. I have a very interesting video. I just need to... This I definitely was not prepared for. Oh, I see what's going on. Hold on. Rubin Meltdown. Oh, man, I'm having trouble finding it. Here, where is this thing? Flagged. Oh, I can't believe this. What day is it? 17th? This was yesterday. I can't find it. Anyway, there's this amazing video. Oh, wait a second. I know where it is. Here it is. There's this incredible video of the slow evolution of... Okay, people want to see it. This is really, really funny. This is the evolution of Dave Rubin going from like pre-election to post-election. I'm not going to do the whole thing because it's 11 minutes, but so here's the gist. Let's listen to just a little bit of Dave Rubin's rhetoric about this election. This is before Election Day, okay?
So there's no way they're going to accept the election this time, and I do think Trump's going to win, most likely in a landslide. Trump is going to win, and he's going to win in a bigger way than he won last time. Sounds crazy, but Trump's going to get 30% of the black vote, and they know it, and that's why they're freaking out. I tweeted about a year ago that Trump's going to get 30% of the black vote.
Okay, so that was pre-election, all right? Then we go to, now this is Election Day, okay? Take a listen to this. This was on November 3rd.
America great again.
Dave Rubin is out in Los Angeles. What is it like in California today?
Glenn, you see this?
Yeah, I do.
This is a big smile,
Yeah.
Glenn. We're gonna be okay, Glenn. Everything's gonna be okay. But it's looking good. But Glenn, I gotta show you something. I got a prop, my friend. And could you imagine only 4 years later, a man would have
Are you putting it
one
on?
of these?
You gotta put it
the hair's
on.
looking really good tonight.
Okay, yeah,
It's all happening. It's all happening. I could probably end the live stream right there because it's all happening. It's looking good. It ain't over yet. But yes, there are a lot of people in full meltdown mode on the left. There's a lot of people rejoicing on the right. But I think everybody watching this at least can take a deep breath. The American experiment is going to continue. Tonight is an absolute pushback on the BS.
Anyway, okay, so then it got to November 4th, and then, it started to not look quite so good.
Seem to have stopped in all of these places. I didn't know that was a thing. Suddenly people had to go home. They couldn't count votes anymore. This is the most important election of a generation, of a lifetime ever. People got to take naps also. It all got very bizarre that it seemed to all happen.
It was really weird. Exactly what was predicted happened. Wow, which is like, a lot of those mail-in ballots were for Biden. Wow, shocking.
At the exact same time. Most likely the machinery in those states probably want Biden to win.
Right, the machinery.
That's exactly what I was talking about with Glenn Beck on Monday.
Right.
That a conspiracy isn't just, it's not just the evil guys in The Simpsons laughing in the room. It's not just that. But that it sort of moves and morphs and kind of happens in real time. And suddenly it seems that as...
Okay, so he's just going on and on. Let's go to one a little bit later. This is like later in the week, November 5th.
The application was received on September 11th, 2020. And the ballot was sent on 9/19/2020, and it was received.
He's now reading ballot applications, guys.
About 12 days later on 10/2/2020. So congratulations to 118-year-old dead William Bradley from Wayne County, Detroit. You voted. Your family must be very proud. You see why this is a problem, guys. Like, I don't mean to be silly about this stuff.
Oh, this should be good. I haven't seen this last part. The end is near, I'll say, yeah.
That no matter what happens right now, I know that I did what I thought was right. Like, I really did. I did what I thought was right. As I said to you yesterday, it's come at a cost personally, through friends and family and a whole bunch of other stuff. I have no doubt that if Trump loses, like, there's going to be all sorts of people that will try to destroy all of the people that had anything to do
right.
with Trump. Or
like me. I think what he's saying is, like me, people will know, I will be punished for the grift.
Anything like that. But I'm really proud that I stood up and said what I believe in. And,
which is what?
When I glance through the comment section here, I know that you guys, in some cases, like, I'm a
guys, it's performance art. It's some kind of avant-garde performance art. I don't know how else to describe it. But it is it's sociologists should be looking at that for decades to come, because that is like nothing I have ever seen. It's really crazy. Now, the other day, I don't want to get too much into this, but just one last thought on Rubin. I talked to some friends the other day who, like me, know Dave Rubin, even though, he doesn't talk to any of us anymore. They felt very strongly that all of this is BS, that Dave Rubin didn't really have a political awakening. He had a financial awakening, and he realized, like, hey, I can make money opening for Jordan Peterson and, meeting Trump and being friends with Don Jr. And they feel, this is just an assertion. I'm not saying that I know this to be true, but that Rubin is still the progressive guy that he was 7 years ago or whenever, and that this is all just a character for money. which is interesting. And what also is really wild. Anyway, to get back to the very beginning, as people pointed out, the Rubin Report YouTube channel is not even doing that well. Like, I wonder, what is this even that profitable? Like, when you look at actual views, I don't want to pull this up on screen necessarily, but when you look at views, let me see how it compares to us. Rubin Report, like, is it even that profitable? From the standpoint of views, we get 1.6 million views a day, and Rubin gets 383,000. So, like, with all this grift, he only gets 25% of the views that we get, which is, so I'm like, is it even really that profitable for him to have done that? I don't know. I really don't know. But it is what it is, as Donald Trump once said. Okay, very good. Let me thank a couple of other people. Ali Hamrang is new member number 13 on my website today. Also want to say thanks to Robert Williams, who's new member number 14. Christian Zintel is new member number 15. Lewis Lucas is 16. And Scott Walsh is number 17. Also including, obviously, I mean, listen, I'm not going to attack anybody. We're including our Twitch subs as well. And there are 8 more there, putting us at 25. And yeah, I'm willing to open the phone lines for sure if we hit our if we hit our goal. Very, very much willing to do that. All right, let me just start closing things out here. So we did the Twitter thing, we did the Rubin thing. Oh, okay. Let's just briefly look at a little bit of this Giuliani interview. Before, it's kind of weird that this event is running late. Kind of bizarre. 10 minutes late. All right, we'll keep an eye on it. Here's a Giuliani interview. This is him explaining how he has 2 vehicles ready to go to the Supreme Court.
Election fraud. Officials in Georgia's Floyd County discovering more than 2,600 ballots, netting nearly 800 additional votes.
I haven't seen this
Trump
yet.
In the Peach State. The problem reportedly due to election officials neglecting to upload a memory card from a ballot scanning machine. This comes as Michigan rejects an appeal to void their election results ahead of today's expected certification. The Trump campaign faces a hearing this afternoon in Pennsylvania. They allege voters were held to a different standard depending on if they voted by mail or in person.
Okay.
Joining me right now is the former mayor of New York City, personal attorney for President Trump, Rudy Giuliani. Rudy, it's great to see you once again this morning. Thank you so much for being with me.
By the way, guys, what the hell happened to Maria Bartiromo? When I was 16, 17 and got into trading stocks, which I don't do anymore, other than, like the 8 or 10 stocks I have, but I'm mostly a mutual fund guy. She was actually sort of like breaking new ground. She was the first woman reporting from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. She was doing hard-hitting interviews with CEOs. And she had like an interesting thing going. Now she's just a Trump suck-up. It's sad.
Very nice to be with you, Maria. Yes, we're going to argue the case in...
we've got a delay.
Today.
Go ahead. Yep, tell me about that.
I said we're going to argue the case in Pennsylvania today. It's really a preliminary motion. It's a motion to dismiss the case on technical legal grounds. That case is a case that, it's connected to the other 8 or 9. And the case shows, and we're prepared to call witnesses to demonstrate that somewhere around 700,000 ballots were counted surreptitiously. They were counted in secret. The Republican watchers, which is what they're called in Pennsylvania, were literally kept in corrals.
This is known to be untrue. Yeah, they were corralled like heifers.
Were then locked out. Some of them were actually roughed up a little bit.
Roughed up.
In the Philadelphia part, not the Pittsburgh part.
Holy.
But the total number now is, the exact number is 688,770. We'll probably
I thought it was 771. I thought it was 688,771.
700,000 by the time we finish the hearing. That'll be on Thursday. But today is to really argue the legal part of the case. And frankly,
imagine being a judge and all of a sudden Giuliani is in front of you arguing a motion.
This is a case that we would like to see get to the Supreme Court. So, we're prepared in some of these cases to lose and to appeal.
It's good that they're prepared to lose. I think that's the smartest thing he said so far.
And to get it to the Supreme Court. You might remember in Bush v. Gore, the Bush campaign lost in the state of Florida because it was a Democratic court, 5-2 if I recall correctly.
Right.
So you're not going to win every one of these. I don't want to say it's because it's a Democrat judge or whatever. Some of
Right.
them
He
are
would never
just as
say
fair
that.
as anybody.
It would be unfair to say that.
But in some cases, you win. In some cases, you lose. Most important thing is, this will be now our first established vehicle on our way to the Supreme Court.
Right.
Or I should say exactly a second. The one in Michigan, even though the certification.
By the way, look
went ahead.
the look on Maria Bartiromo's face. Have you guys noticed that every time either a Trump campaign person or a so-called whistleblower appears on TV to explain the fraud, this is the look you see on everybody's face as they're explaining, even people friendly to all of this.
That case is also another vehicle to go to the Supreme Court. So now we have two. Shortly we'll have Wisconsin and soon Georgia. And
Does
then we'll
anybody for a second think that they are going to get 4 cases to the Supreme Court in the next 10 weeks? Do you, at its face, it's ridiculous.
3 more right after that. But the ones I just mentioned to you are already drafted and ready to go.
And what are you finding so far? What do you think went on here? Because when we spoke on Sunday, we talked about the software made by Smartmatic that was changing votes from Trump to Biden.
Yeah, but the core of the case, let's call it the meat of the case, and the one that's common really in 10 cities.
The tenderloin of the case, so to speak.
Probably going to sue in at least 8 or 9 of them, is that they stopped Republican watchers, inspectors, observers, they have different names in different states, to perform the actually vital function of observing the opening of the mail ballot. If you don't observe the opening of the mail ballot, it is lost forever, because the only thing that identifies it is a signature on the outer envelope. When you certify that signature, you separate the outer envelope from the ballot. The ballot's anonymous.
Does
you
he
can
have
never
props?
connect them again. So even if we go back and we find some of the signatures that are wrong or phony ones or whatever.
Understand what they've come up with. It's almost genius what they've come up with, because if this is their story, and as Rudy says, you can't ever undo that, the only way really is to do a new election, right? Because once you've separated the inner and I did this when I voted absentee in Massachusetts, when you separate the inner envelope from the outer envelope, and let me just keep an eye on this press conference just to see. Okay, it still hasn't started. When you separate the inner envelope, if you can't undo that, you don't actually know, like you don't even know how many ballots need to be reconnected. And thus the only, like, if we grant them that this is what took place, the only real way is you throw out every single ballot in Pennsylvania and you start over. Like, I don't even understand another way that you could remedy that. Of course, there's no evidence that they've presented that what they're alleging took place. Let's just listen to just a tiny bit more.
You won't be able to link it to a ballot. So the only remedy the court has is to just cancel out those votes, which they've done in Pennsylvania in the Ross case. So Pennsylvania has, in fact, reversed an election based on absentee irregularities. There's no bigger absentee irregularity than failure to observe the ballot.
Now, what's really important to understand is Rudy is talking about 700,000 ballots, right? And when you hear about 700,000 and you go and you look at the result, you say, wait a second. So the margin in Pennsylvania is now, what is that, 38 and 35? That's about 72,900 ballots, roughly, it looks like. 700,000 ballots, that would easily overturn a margin of 72,000, because 700,000 is roughly 10 times bigger. Okay, good. But when you look at what's actually been placed before a court, they're talking about, here we go now, tranches of like 40,000 ballots, some fraction of which would be for one candidate and some fraction of which would be for the other candidate. So just to do some quick math, let me see if I can do this. Imagine that you have, just to make the numbers simple, let's imagine you identified a tranche of 50,000 ballots, right? Which went 60-40 for Biden. So of this 50,000 ballot tranche, you had 30K Biden and 20K Trump. So in this 50,000 vote tranche, Biden was plus 10K. Imagine that you go through all 40,000 of them and they were way off. It was really 60-40 Trump, okay? All that does is move 10,000 ballots. Like, even if you were way off on that tranche, it doesn't even come close to reversing the results. And this is where people are getting bamboozled, and why, they have these interviews where even Fox News hosts start getting agitated with the Trump people, who don't seem to explain, like, what is your path to actually winning? Because you've not even presented a path to overturning one state, never mind overturning multiple states, which you would need to do at this point. So this will go away soon. I presume that by December, you guys tell me if you disagree. I presume that by December 14th, this will all be gone, right? I mean, Trump will be at Mar-a-Lago, and once it's certified, it's over, I would imagine. Can anybody confirm that? What do you guys think? It's TRANCHE, by the way. People wondering about tranche. Dear God. Okay, very good. Let me get back to a few other super chats as we stand by here. Zachary Foster says, glad the Biden team is good at science communication, not only striking down those who underplay COVID, but also the fearmongers. Ryan Nowicki says, if the blue wave continues, will progressives be able to beat the Democratic Party, flooding the field and grouping to beat someone like Bernie, similar to 2020? To beat someone like Bernie. Ryan, I'm not sure I know what you're asking. Flooding the field and grouping. Oh, I understand. It depends on whether the blue wave is an establishment Democratic or a more progressive wave. I think that's the gist of it. Huge thank you to Cornelia Fenwinkle, who has gifted 5 subscriptions on Twitch, putting us now at 2501, and in total putting us at 30 for the day. Also want to say thanks to a few other people who signed up on my website. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 more, putting us at 38 in total. And yes, phone lines will open. Right now we're standing by for the House Leadership Conference. Other super chats coming in. Let me see here. Whoa, I missed a bunch here. Let me see. Where was that? Ryan Nowicki was the last one. Wait a second. Then here we go. There we go. With the rise in the far-right violence, how dead is gun control? Liberal gun owners. How dead is gun control? Liberal gun owners. I don't know. I'd have to think about that. Rudy Giuliani should be disbarred. I propose we rename the process of filing multiple flimsy lawsuits to make it seem plausible that there's something happening as taking someone on a Trump trip, much like a Gish Gallop. Not a bad idea. Alex says, would producer Pat be willing to box Don Jr. if Don Jr. requested a match? I think he would. Pat's been doing, various elements of mixed martial arts, and I think that Pat would totally go for that. We can check tomorrow. You should collaborate with Matt Dillahunty over chess and with Vaush over anything. So I've got a full interview with Vaush on my YouTube channel. You can find. I've interviewed Matt Dillahunty before. I actually had a phone call, perfect phone call, with Matt Dillahunty the other day. Wendy says 20 grand a day for a washed up lawyer like Rudy. The story becomes stranger and stranger. In regards to 70 million Trump voters, can Trump endorsement have a kingmaker effect? I think we need to wait to see how much political capital Donald Trump maintains after he leaves office. I don't know the answer to that yet. It's unclear. My Republican family says Biden will be impeached. Should I be worried? God. Not yet. No, I wouldn't worry for now. By the way, with a Democratic House, remember that before the Senate can vote on whether to convict on impeachment, the Democratic House needs to actually vote to impeach. It seems unlikely. Tristan said comments under Biden's speech today were Trumpists laughing at Biden because Biden thinks he's president-elect. We are in trouble. Well, what is the cognitive dissonance going to be when Biden is inaugurated? What are the Trumpists going to say? Just, it was stolen. It was stolen. It was stolen. That's it. Do you expect the Republican Party to start breaking from Trump soon on the election messaging? I think that you'll see a break to some degree after the election is certified on December 14th. Chakaseki says, can we officially put Scott Atlas in radiology jail for his incendiary and dangerous comments? I think we can use a pair of lead handcuffs. Yeah, I'm going to have a report tomorrow about Scott Atlas, actually. And I'm going to have to preface the report by saying none of this is an attack on radiology. Okay? None of it is an attack on radiology. Waffle says, when are you hiring Cenk Uygur? Very soon. Oh, very, very soon. He's going to be working for me. Tesla reminds me, did you see OpenAI GPT-3? No, I have no idea what that is. How far back has 45 set us in civil rights and women's rights? 4 to 8 years, I would say. Dan wondering if we're in a skit. Did I watch Zuckerberg and Dorsey testify today? I watched 10 minutes of it. That's all. Pebble says, any thoughts on Trump opening bidding for oil in Alaska? Highly disappointed. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Listen, we'll be lucky if Trump doesn't bomb anybody on the way out. That's where I would put it. Charles says, are you going to get into foreign policy issues this week like Russia, Iran, and North Korea? We dealt with Iran actually very powerfully on today's show. Ollie says, watching from Europe as American TV is good at the moment, loving the Trump voter fraud TV series. Yeah, me too. It's pretty dystopian, though. Ms. Smith says, have you any thoughts on the Lindsey Graham, Georgia Secretary of State, throwing out ballots? Yes, I'm going to talk about that extensively tomorrow. Lindsey Graham now is being accused by 2 people of suggesting to the Georgia Secretary of State that they just throw ballots out. Like, just throw them in, just don't count them. Identify ballots that leaned Biden, groups of ballots, tranches of ballots, and just throw them into the trash. If that's not a crime for a senator to suggest, well, then, I mean, I don't know. Is it a crime? I'm not sure. That's part of what we will discuss tomorrow. Wendy says Daniel Dale is a fact checker. He appears on CNN. Very good. I haven't watched cable news in a very, very long time, other than clips I get for the show. Brody Andrew Mulligan says, David, some of us in the LGBTQIA plus community want a gay bar because, as you said, it is a place where we can feel safe. Love from Dallas. Stay safe. Yeah, like I said, the lack of a need for gay bars would show progress. But of course, the voicemail from Troy York was laughable and ridiculous for sure. Let me head on over to Twitch because I do have a bunch of people sending me messages. Nick Lovin has subscribed and says, this is kind of out of left field. A sandwich is a food typically consisting of vegetables, sliced cheese or meat, placed on or between slices of bread, or more generally, any dish wherein bread serves as a container or wrapper for another food type. Well, you know, a Twinkie, by that definition, may be a sandwich because you basically have flour makes it bread. Maybe you would consider it pastry, but you are wrapping cream in bread, essentially. A Twinkie would be a sandwich by this ridiculous definition. Okay. Pawn Broken says, David, had to sell my plasma, but it's worth it for the membership. And then Crimson Elric says, hey, doing great. You should try to get Nicholas Christakis on the show. He has a new book called Apollo's Arrow, discussing COVID's impact. Yeah, we have an invitation out to him, actually, to Nicholas Christakis. I would love to have him on. I am unsure whether... Whoa, what the hell just happened? We just lost this stream. I guess now we're waiting on one other stream. That's bizarre. Okay. I guess we're waiting. Is a calzone a sandwich or pizza? Holy, that's tough. Is a calzone a sandwich or a pizza? I think a calzone is an Italian empanada, actually, is the way I would put it. Yeah, I feel pretty good about that. Calzone is more of a ravioli than a sandwich, actually, right? I mean, that's not totally untrue. I'd have to think about a calzone. Crazy Cat Lady with a very strong message. David Packman, you were so sexy. Here's $5. Beautiful message. And Kyle donating $5 for a new gay bar. Brody also mentioning, David, be careful. Your discount is not legal in Texas. I believe that it is legal in Harris County, but not anywhere else. Okay, other super chat, other memberships coming in. We do have 2 more, which I want to tack on to 40. As we stand by for this press conference, I do want to mention, in all seriousness, I know we joke around a lot about, illegal discounts and that type of thing. I do want to invite you, if you've been appreciating the streams, if you like what we do, grab a membership at joinpacman.com. It includes the commercial-free full show every day, plus the bonus show featuring producer Pat, including his phony phone calls and all of that sort of stuff. And it is really, really cheap. It's dirt cheap. It's almost offensive how cheap these memberships are. And you can sign up at joinpacman.com. Coupon code Fresh Start for 70% off. Borderline illegal discount, certainly immoral, if nothing else. And I invite you to grab such a membership. It really does help the show. Very, very much so. Okay. Chakaseki says, do you think they brought up the demonetization of David Pakman show by Facebook at the congressional hearing today with Zuckerberg? No, I wish they had. I wish they had. That would have been interesting. Courtney says, Hatriot version of Tom Waits' What's He Building? Right. Why is everyone talking about Freud these days? He was a great philosopher, but I'm not sure what he has to do with the election. Right, that's fraud. Fraud. Ross says, sorry they demonetized you. Greetings from Bulgaria. Greetings. And Dino Sacks has, hey, David, Donato from the UK, did you see the interview with Greg Palast on status coup? I did not. I should do a follow-up with Jesse Lee now that we have Biden as president-elect. Interesting. And Unknown Prodigy. 688, 770 votes in daylights, in cups of coffee, in inches and miles. How do you measure the vote of a woman or man? Seasons of Love from Rent. I don't know what language that even is. Whose dementia is worse, Trump's or Giuliani's? I'm going to opt out of that. And then, whoa, I lost a few. Okay, let me get back to Super Chats momentarily because I do have a number of other things that I want to go over. Okay, so I'm calling it done with the Giuliani interview. Couple songs I did want to play for you. We have one. I don't know if I got to this one. This is by Michael Carlucci. This is another Paula White song. Take a listen to this. Smooth, low energy though.
Strike and strike and strike and strike and strike and strike and strike.
It's for chilling out.
And strike until you have victory. For every enemy that is aligned against, strike and 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 strike until you have victory. For every enemy that is aligned against you, strike and 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 strike until you have victory. For every enemy that is aligned against you, let there be. Strike the ground, for you will give us victory, God. I hear a sound of abundance of rain.
Don't give me the umbrella. I'm soaking wet already yet. You know, it's windy as hell out here.
Yeah.
In this room, it's so hot in here, maybe I'll start to believe it myself.
And strike, 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 and strike. I hear a sound of abundance of rain.
Don't give me the umbrella. I'm soaking wet already. When I'm in love, and you're in love, we're all in love together.
All right, so that's Michael Carlucci. We also have the new David Pakman Show theme song by Max Music. Take a listen. This is really solid. Beautiful.
Here's something interesting. Today's episode is sponsored by
The David Pakman Show. It's my favorite show. You want to know?
Yeah.
The David Pakman Show.
It's perfect.
We have so much to cover today that I will not waste any time.
The David Pakman Show.
Okay, so there's that. And then we do have Paula White is winning. This is a good one.
Jesus from South America, they're coming here. They're coming here. They're coming here. They're coming here from Africa. Pika hata anda ata. I hear the sound of victory.
Yeah.
I hear the sound of victory. I hear the sound of victory. I hear the sound of winning, winning, winning.
Anyway, so the music stuff is pretty strong right now. Is it true that this has been canceled? Is that actually true? Because we've been waiting for it for a while now. I'm being told it is true that this has been canceled. Wow, that's weird. Why would they cancel this event? Trump fired everybody. Yeah, that could be. All right, well, listen, I guess we're not going to get the event. Let me at least take some phone calls then. Let me hear from a few of you. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm told that it's been canceled, which is insane. We were hoping to hear some explanations from Republican lawmakers, but I guess we're not going to get them. I hope you'll stay. If you are heading out, make sure to hit the subscribe button on YouTube, the follow button on Twitch, the like button on Facebook. You'll be notified of future streams. But I have no control over. I guess it's been canceled. So let me I'll take some phone calls on Discord, davidpakman.com/Discord. Hear from a few people. But what I mean, they're not showing up. That's bizarre. Truly bizarre. Okay. Yeah, let me get to a few. So davidpakman.com/Discord, get yourself into the waiting lobby. And once there, you will be able to talk to me. Okay. And make sure, obviously, all proper etiquette from the standpoint of listening in Discord rather than on YouTube or the stream, because that'll just cause problems. I'll just hear from a few people. Let's see here. Let's go to, wow. Let's go to Ivan from Moscow. We've never taken a phone call from Russia before, unless it's from Moscow, Idaho.
Oh, no. Hello, David. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, my God. I'm so excited, man.
Me too.
First of all, I would like to take a moment to appreciate what you're doing. You're a great person, and I really admire your work.
Wow.
And thank you for the Discord channel, because it's truly international, and
Yes.
it helps to get to know people all around the world. And it's really a beautiful thing that you did it. Thank you very much for
Thank you, and I appreciate your pristine audio coming in from Russia.
Yeah. Thank you very much, David. So
Pleasure.
my question is that now there is a situation when Trump has escalated the relationship between the United States and China.
Yes.
Now he's accusing China of everything. He's calling coronavirus the China virus. The whole thing with Huawei, the mobile company which develops smartphones and stuff. I think you're aware of everything I'm talking about.
Yes, absolutely.
So what do you think? Will it be like, will Biden change anything in terms of policy towards China, or is it actually good for him? Like the Trump did all the dirty work for him, basically. So
no, that's a good question. I think Biden is going to undo the tariffs on China. It'll have to be part of a negotiation, because China has reason now to be skeptical of the United States, much like Iran does, because we just, change what Trump comes in and just does whatever the hell he wants with no respect to what's been negotiated in the past. But I do think that Joe Biden will get to a point where the tariffs that Trump did on China will be removed.
Got it. And another question in regards to Russia.
Yeah.
So I remember that Biden says while he was debating with Trump, I think he said something like, I know them and they know me, something in that, something like that.
Yes.
So what do you think? What is going to be his policy, his relationships to our country?
I imagine that Biden's relationship to Russia will be similar to Barack Obama's, which was, let's be perfectly frank here, Ivan. We've seen a bit of Donald Trump has not exactly been the alpha male in the relationship with Putin. It's really been Putin who has taken that role. I think that with Barack Obama and Putin, it was certainly much more balanced, if not Obama being the one who sort of had the upper hand. So I think that it will be treated more as a respectfully adversarial relationship among, the three big superpowers, the U.S., China, and Russia. You work together. It's sort of like a trust but verify type of thing.
Yes, exactly. I agree with you, actually. But
Tell me, Ivan, what is happening with the Sputnik vaccine? Have you gotten this vaccine?
No, David, I haven't heard of it, actually. I mean,
Wait, hold on a second. Wait. Whoa. Let's back it up. You live in Russia, right?
In Moscow, yeah.
You're saying you haven't heard about the fact that like over a month ago, Russia has had a vaccine?
No. I mean, I haven't heard that it is being used now. Like, I haven't heard that I don't know if you can go and get your vaccination. There is a usual seasonal flu vaccination that was earlier in this autumn, but I don't think that this vaccine is. I can be mistaken, though. I mean, I don't know for sure if you can get it.
Wow, because internationally, a huge propaganda deal was made by Russia that you have the vaccine and people are getting it.
No, maybe some people are getting it, but I mean, let's say
it hasn't been made available to you that you're aware of.
Yes, David. So I cannot. I mean, I'm not a politician. I can't make such claims that there is no vaccine or you cannot have it. But I mean, I am personally not aware of the fact that I can get it or someone who is not in some special program. I
Fascinating.
Get it.
Fascinating. And is it true that you are that you are taught chess from an early age in school in Russia?
No, man, that's I don't know. It's so many stereotypes. Really, every time I join the Discord chat, it sounds like people think of our country as it was. I don't know, 20 maybe 30 or 40 years ago even.
So you're saying you did not learn chess?
No, I learned chess.
You did? Oh, so you're like, these stereotypes are crazy. Why do people? Yes, I actually did have chess class in school.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
There were chess classes and competitions, but they're not compulsory though.
No, it wasn't mandatory. Right. Okay, good. Very good. Yeah. Ivan, listen, it's been a pleasure. Please do call back.
Okay, David, I certainly will. Thank you very much for taking my call.
My pleasure. What a phone call, guys. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay. Let's go next to I don't even understand. Is this someone named Alexander from a place named Crystal or someone named Crystal from a place named Alexander?
Yeah, you got it right. I'm just kidding. No, I'm from Crystal. My name's Alex.
What is Crystal?
Crystal's just a town right near Minneapolis.
Oh, okay. Crystal, Minnesota you're from.
Right.
Got it.
Well,
all right.
I live there, so it's not where I'm from, but
Good
Texas.
Enough for me. Good enough for the purposes of this call.
Sure. So I have I've got a couple things, David. First thing is you always tell people to put a colon in their name on Discord, but I've tried that like 3 times and it says you can't put a colon in your name. So I don't know. These people who are doing it, be very skeptical how they did it. They seem like they're hacking the system or something.
Okay, we will look into that.
Right. Definitely should look into it very strongly.
Yeah.
The other thing is, now that we're on this Discord system, I'm curious, do you track caller ratings or what's happened to that system? I want to have my rating back. I actually kind of demand it.
Okay. Yeah, we don't currently have a caller rating system. A lot of it just, I have copious notes, but that may be a new feature that we could set up for sure. So far, you'd be about a 5.5. So let's see if we can up it.
Right. All right. Well, it's unfortunate. I'm seeing everybody in chat saying I'm a troll, but I am the about to be on 17-month subscription. So, It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
There's actually, I think you would be the first 17-month. I don't know that we have any 17 months
no,
right
I'm
now.
Ocean Nova. Yeah, I'm your number one sub. So
that's absolutely huge.
Yeah, it's true.
All right. Well, what else can I do for you?
Just to be clear, is the scale for the caller rating to a 6 or?
Yes, exactly. You're a 5.5 out of 6. That's exactly it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So it's a serious question though. So, in terms of the Supreme Court, if you were a Supreme Court justice who was just appointed and you had some kind of like secret radical agenda, like maybe Amy Coney Barrett, maybe not so secret, would you like go out of your way to make it seem like you weren't trying to rule in favor of a certain agenda to like make you have a better public image?
Yeah, I would probably try to throw some bones to try to make myself seem like a fair jurist, I guess.
Right. Do you think that's going to happen with Amy Coney Barrett or?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, we've seen it. We saw it with John Roberts. We saw it with Gorsuch and Kavanaugh, although typically on different cases. Yeah, I mean, sometimes we just call it ruling correctly, where you can't be an ideologue on every single case.
Right. That's interesting. Yeah. I guess people aren't always, people do always care about their image so that they don't, ironically, so they can push some kind of agenda later.
That is a known strategy for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Alex, thank you so much. I'm going to let you go. I really appreciate the call. Jacob Ball checked in with a really strong $50 super chat and wants to know his super chat rating. You're an A++, Jacob. You're one of our top super chatters for sure. That's not at the exclusion of anybody, to be clear, but you are definitely a very, very strong super chatter. Let's take a couple of other calls here and see what's going on. Let's go to Cam from Texas. Cam from Texas, you're on the air.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. Okay. First off. So my question for you is basically, since the GOP thinks that our elections are, fraudulent, what happens to their excuse for when they want to invade other sovereign countries, to spread democracy, as they say?
In other words, according to them, even our elections are bogus. So who are we to go and tell other countries how to do elections?
Basically, like they want to invade other countries to spread democracy, and they don't even believe in their own. So
that's fair, but what you have to remember is they're total hypocrites. I mean, again, they claimed the presidential election was fraudulent, but they haven't said anything about the Senate or the House. So even within the same election, they're hypocrites. You're not going to get them with other countries. I mean, you're obviously completely right, but they're just complete hypocrites.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, no problem. Very good. That was a quick one. Let's go next to Matilda from Sweden. Matilda from Sweden, you're on the air. Matilda. Matilda. Matilda from Sweden, we can sort of hear you.
Okay.
Oh, there you are. Yes, how are you?
Yes, I'm very good.
Where in Sweden are you calling from?
I'm calling from Uppsala.
Really?
It's called. Yeah.
I'm familiar with
sort
Uppsala.
of north of Stockholm.
Right. Beautiful area.
Yeah, it's really nice. I like it.
Now, let me ask you this. Are you wearing a mask right now?
No, I'm wearing a scarf.
A scarf. All right. Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, what's on your mind today, Matilda?
Yeah, I was thinking about your political system and your election system.
Yes.
It's very different from us here in Sweden and most places in Europe.
Indeed.
And I was kind of wondering if you ever think that will change, like your system with the electoral votes and stuff like that?
Well, the thing about the system is it benefits one party very much. Republicans have won multiple presidential elections because of the electoral college system. So for as long as that's the case, and as long as Republicans have some power, they will do their damnedest to make sure it doesn't change.
Yes, yeah, I understand that, but I mean, now they are raising all these questions, and it's almost like they're questioning the electoral system. I know that's not what they really are doing,
Right.
but it sounds like it. And
well, what's interesting about what you're saying, Matilda, is if Republicans want a real cut and dry system where 40,000 votes in Pennsylvania wouldn't even be a topic of discussion, you go popular vote, right? Because Biden won by like 5 million. If we had just had a popular vote, there would be nothing to contest because obviously you're not going to flip 5 million votes. But it's all just what argument can they make today that will help them. It's not about principles.
Yeah. Yes, that sounds really frustrating for you as a country.
It is. Well, only to some of us. Some people like the system because it helps them.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think if you got rid of that system, you would have more parties in power as well.
That really depends on that. That's less clear. That could, there'd be a couple different ways to get more parties in power. One would be a proportional representation system in the House of Representatives. Many European countries have that. Also getting rid of, putting in some kind of ranked choice voting or single transferable vote would be another way to encourage third party voting. But I don't think just going electoral to popular for president would do that necessarily.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello?
Anything? Yeah, well, I'm here. Ooh,
yeah,
windy.
good. I thought you disappeared.
Listen, Matilda, I have a question for you. In Sweden, are Swedish meatballs simply called meatballs?
Yeah.
Got it. Right. Because,
exactly.
It's like French fries are just fries in France because it's France. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's just meatballs.
It's just meatballs. Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, Matilda, I think you're going to get very, very high marks as a caller.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm lucky that system was just reinstated. So
well, some people call it luck. Some people call it skill.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Great to hear from you, though, in all seriousness.
Yeah, it was really nice talking to you, too.
Likewise. And what kind of a dog do you have, I think is the last question.
I have a Yorkshire Terrier.
Yorkshire Terrier. What? I'm trying to think. Those are little, right?
Yeah, he's really little. Yeah,
and they're not very. I don't want to offend anybody in the chat, but Jack Russell Terriers are kind of insufferable from a personality standpoint. Does the Yorkshire have a personality issue?
Yes,
it
they
does.
kind of do, but not my dog.
Okay. Oh no, of course not. Your dog.
No, he doesn't even bark.
Oh, perfect.
At all.
All right, good.
No, yeah.
Matilda, thank you so much for the call.
Thank you.
All right, very good. Matilda from Sweden. How about that, guys? I mean, just very good phone etiquette in all senses of the word. All right, let's go next. Where are we going next? This is interesting. Let's go to Nati from Ethiopia. First caller ever from Ethiopia. You're on the air. Hello? Nati from Ethiopia. You're on the air.
Hello?
Yes,
David?
you're on the air.
Oh, wow. Nice. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Doing well. So my question to you is, I think you've brought this up previously as far as what we do with the Trump supporters, the 70 plus million that have voted for him that don't seem to be leaving the country anytime soon.
Right. Well, where would they even go, right? I mean, it's like,
yeah,
it's not clear where they would go to.
So I know previously you said you haven't made up your mind as far as how to kind of reinstate them back into a more proper mental state, but I don't know if you've got to that answer yet.
No, I mean, listen, the mass deprogramming of cultists is really difficult. And you look at Jonestown and Jim Jones, and that was only 900 people or 1,100 or something like that. And it couldn't be done. People were completely sucked in. So I don't know at mass scale how you do it. I do think starting with younger people, education is a part of it, media literacy, critical thinking, epistemology. We probably I mean, it's a Herculean task. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah. Also, my second question is, me and my friends were kind of discussing what Trump's odds would be if there was no coronavirus, considering that even more people voted for him this time than 2016.
Oh, listen, I think if there was no coronavirus, Trump gets reelected. And if Trump handles coronavirus well, he gets reelected.
Yeah. It's kind of odd that, any sane person in his position, despite like what his politics are, would kind of make sense to handle it well, because it just seems like a gimme to handle it well, get the extra votes, and close to re-election.
Look at what happened in New Zealand, right? I mean, Jacinda Ardern just sailing into re-election because she handled the virus well.
Yeah, exactly.
So are you Ethiopian?
Yeah, I'm actually Ethiopian. I live in Maryland, yeah.
Oh, you're calling from Maryland, not Ethiopia.
Yeah, but I was born in Ethiopia.
Oh,
so.
that is deceptive as all hell. Wow. Very, very interesting. Now, listen, I want to ask you, how old were you when you left Ethiopia?
So I came when I was 10 years old. I actually came on my birthday.
Oh, okay.
And due to the time difference, I celebrated my birthday the day I left and then the day I got here as well.
That's amazing. Well, listen, let me ask you, I don't know how much you know about this, but as I'm sure you know, there is a Jewish population in Ethiopia, sizable compared to just about any other African country other than maybe South Africa. Is there within Ethiopia, is there anti-Semitism against Ethiopian Jews?
Not that I know of. I haven't come into contact in person with any Ethiopian Jews.
Okay.
But from documentaries that I've seen, it's more so a small population that kind of keeps to themselves, and a lot of them would like to, kind of move to Israel, but they're just kind of, I guess, waiting on their visa.
Okay, all right. That's a very specific situation that you're pointing out for what is an entire population of people. That is interesting, though, that's your understanding of it. Yeah. All right, very good. Well, I appreciate the call. First Ethiopian caller that I'm aware of, but not from Ethiopia.
Yeah. Thanks for taking my call, David. You have a good one.
All right, my pleasure. Very, very good. Okay, let's talk to a couple of other people if we can. How about Jamie from Georgia? Jamie, you're on the air.
Move to Israel.
Oh my
but
God.
they were just kind of, I guess, waiting on their visa.
And Nathan, come look at this.
Okay, all right. That's a very Jamie from Georgia. You're on the air, and we can hear you and the stream on a delay. What is an entire population of people? That is interesting, though. That's your understanding. Oh my God.
I'm 15.
All right, very good. Well, Jamie, I appreciate the call. First Ethiopian caller that I'm aware of, but not from Ethiopia. Jamie, last chance. You got to turn that off. Jamie. Dear God. Okay, we were doing so well until that happened. Let's go next to Casper from Tehran, Iran.
Hello, David. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, perfect. So before I ask my question, I did want to thank you for dragging me out of the right-wing pipeline.
And so this is an Iranian right-wing pipeline?
No, I do consume a lot of American media simply because I did live in Canada for a while.
Oh, okay.
I am in Tehran right now.
You are. I believe you.
Yeah, this is not me deceiving you.
Good.
But my question for you is, we're under the impression that Biden will return to the Iran deal, correct?
I believe that he is going to try. I mean, the thing is, Iran would be rightfully skeptical because what if Trump wins again in 2024 and just cancels it again,
Well, that's actually part of my question. So in thinking that, the next Republican administration is coming, what is exactly stopping them from tearing the deal apart again? Like, is there a way to make it an official treaty with a country to prevent them from doing that?
Certainly, the answer is yes, but it won't happen for exactly the reason that makes it all the more difficult to do. So unfortunately, with Donald Trump just canceling the deal, even though Iran had stuck to the terms of the deal, if you're Iran, if I were Iran, I would be thinking, wait, so we need more, because just to get back into the same deal that they just bailed on, that doesn't really make sense for us. We'd rather just keep developing, doing nuclear research. So I think it's going to be tough, but I am optimistic that it will be put back together. Now, I'm curious, would you prefer to be in a deal with the U.S. and not do nuclear research, or would you just prefer your country to be doing the nuclear development?
Honestly, I would prefer the antagonism between our two countries to decrease significantly.
Interesting. Is your sense that that's the prevailing position among your circle of people?
Among my circle of people, and generally in the more liberal, quote unquote, liberal areas of Iran, the major cities, of course.
Interesting. I'm curious, in the liberal circles in Iran, are there lots of unwritten rules about people not sticking to the official rules of the country?
Well, what do you mean by that?
You tell me. What do you think of when I ask that?
Like not sticking to the rules in the country? I would say, the way I interpret it, at least,
yes,
it is they have basically like a secret life and a public life, essentially.
Right.
Yeah.
And what would be some of the differences between the secret and the public life?
Oh, well, the things that are taboo, the things that you're not allowed to at least show in public, that you do, in your private life, in behind closed doors with your friends or family.
And is there risk? Is there risk to that, or is it basically understood that as long as you're private and sensible, you're going to be fine?
Oh, it depends on where you live. Like I said, the more liberal areas in Tehran, there are more leeways that you can get away with. The more conservative areas, unlikely.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, and the elections, Iranian elections, are in about a year, I believe. So you did your part in getting Trump out, your right-wingers out. I'll do my part to get the least bad option in.
That's exactly the right way to go. I appreciate that you doing that.
And again, David, thank you.
My pleasure. Great to hear from. Wow, that's quite a phone call there, all the way from Iran. I like it. All right, let's go to. There's a lot of very interesting people holding on here. Let's see. Now everybody's claiming to be Iranian in the names. That's interesting. Let's go to Matias from Mexico City, also known as DF. Matias, you're on the air.
Hello, David?
Yes, you're on, but garbled.
Oh, let me try not using my headset.
Let's do it. Thanks, Anthony, by the way, for the $100 super chat. Furious with Facebook. I love it.
Hello?
Yeah, that is much better.
That's great. So I have a strange question about Biden.
Okay.
I'm a Trump hater.
Sure.
But I would call myself something of a Biden supporter, or what I mean is that I would want to imagine that he's the best person, able for the job and so on. And obviously he's nothing compared to what Trump got up to every day, right?
Sure,
but
of course.
I saw this video that you've probably talked about this before, but I didn't see it, where he was moving and touching some girls in a photo op session in the I don't know what it was, but
you're talking about Trump now, right? Or who are you talking? You're talking about Trump or Biden now?
No, I'm talking about Biden.
Oh, I haven't seen that video. Are you saying the video of the senator's daughter who he hugged?
Come again?
There's a video where he's on stage with a senator and he hugs the senator's daughter, I think. Are you talking about that video?
Yeah, I think I also saw that one, but there's another one that I saw the other day.
Okay, haven't seen it. I certainly can't confirm the existence of it, but I'm you're saying you saw it. Okay.
Yeah, maybe I can send you the link through chat or something right now. But I saw it on Instagram actually, and it was a compilation. Like it seemed I could find later a longer video of the whole photo op, where you couldn't actually find anything wrong because it's only right at very specific moments that he does something strange, like he sniffs a girl's hair, all of the girl's hair, and then he's my friend who's here and I were agreeing that you don't touch a girl even if you're in a photo op, in the way that very clearly Biden was doing it. And like I was trying to say, this compilation where it's only 1 minute long and you get like the one after another, the moments that when he does it, it's quite shocking.
Okay, so given that I've not seen at least some of what you're describing, did you have a question about the video?
Well, yeah, like I started saying at the beginning, is just that I'm obviously very relieved that Trump is out, and I'm happy, across the board with Biden being president.
Yeah.
And I just don't know what to make of this video, of this fact that we got a sexual predator out of the White House. Well,
right.
you guys did it. But what comes next is a much better sexual predator.
Yeah, I just don't think that that's a fair comparison. I mean, there's no question that Biden's been accused of sort of being kind of cringy in certain situations, but Trump had a 13-year-old accuse him of rape, right? I mean, we're talking Trump appears to be an actual predator who hung out with Jeffrey Epstein, and it's I don't know, what. But,
no.
So we do what? Like what? I'm just unsure where to go with this.
No, yeah, I agree completely that it's not. It's okay to just get better, even if it's not perfect, and there's no comparison, like you said.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I didn't have a question. Just that video had me, thinking about what do any of these old politicians behave properly. Or is
the point of your call that you think a lot of politicians are drunk with power and behave inappropriately, or what? Like, what's the?
No. I don't know, man.
You're not sure.
It seemed like it starts to feel like pedophilia is incredibly prevalent, and we don't even know it.
But hold on a second. Do you have anything linking Biden to pedophilia?
Look, I wouldn't say that Biden is a full-on pedophile. I know he isn't. It's just
these are some wild. I mean, to even mention that, this is like no, who's even talking about that other than the most absurd. It's now it's becoming, to even mention pedophilia is becoming an insane stretch.
So, but what are you saying?
I'm saying there's no evidence I've seen that would make me utter the word pedophilia when I'm talking about Joe Biden.
Okay. Yeah. No, but okay. But what I was saying before is that I know he's not a pedophile. He hasn't raped any children. But you can.
Has he even been accused? Okay, we got this is crazy. We got to disconnect. It's getting to a point where it's irresponsible. Like, I'm cringing. It's actually like it would be irresponsible for me to continue doing that because it's so crazy. I'm not saying he's a pedophile. It's like, what are we even talking about? What are we even talking about here? Wow, that went completely off the rails. Holy shit. All right. Let's see if we can just talk to like one or two. Did I wait too long to cut it? What do you guys think? Or did I cut it at the right time or too soon? Some people might have wanted more of that. I don't know. It's like at a certain point, I do have to apply some critical thinking and some responsibility. I waited too long to cut it. That's fair. Yeah, that may be. Okay, let's go here to, where are we going to go? Let's go to Kimmy from Finland. Kimmy from Finland, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi. This is my first time actually trying, so I'm surprised you picked up.
I'm as shocked as you are, Kimmy.
Well, I had a question about, I guess, the worst case scenario if the Democrats don't take back the Senate after January. So, like, imagine there's no further stimulus, and so the Democrats don't really get anything done. Do you think it's going to be basically a duck presidency?
No, I don't. It's a very good question. Listen, in the next 2 years, if Biden doesn't have the Senate, he's not getting tax reform done. He's not getting healthcare, public option expansion, lower Medicare age. He's just not getting any of that stuff. But on day one, Joe Biden can stop a lot of the bleeding caused by Donald Trump with a series of executive orders. He can repair to a great degree, hopefully, the relationship with China. He can do a lot in terms of environmental and climate regulation via executive order. He can, I think you're right in that we can't count on Republicans to be a part of any of this. But I do think that there's a lot that Joe Biden can do, and I think he'll do it during his first 100 days, even without the Senate. But yes, some of the big things aren't going to happen without the Senate.
Yeah, so they'll basically act like during Obama when he lost I think it was the House of Representatives.
Yes, exactly. So, that's exactly right.
And so do you think who would then have the momentum going into the next midterms? Would the Democrats be like on the back foot? Or?
Yeah, 538 today put out a piece saying that Republicans are now favored to take the House in the midterms in 2022. It's way too early I just think you could, 4 years ago, we had no idea what this year's election was going to look like. 4 years before that, nobody would have guessed Trump would be the Republican nominee. I just think it's too early to say too much at this point.
Yeah, makes sense. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that clears up my my question there. But yeah, I'm a fan of your show, and I've been watching for a number of years. But
thank you. I'm a fan of yours, and I'm a fan of Finland.
That's great. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much. Very, very good to hear from you. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. The event we were scheduled to see was actually canceled. And then someone told me that they did it 2 hours early for 15 minutes so that it wasn't canceled, but we essentially just missed it. Somehow we've got a cooking show going now. I appreciate everybody who joined me. I will stream again. Hopefully tomorrow we will hear either from President-elect Joe Biden or from Donald Trump. It'd be great for Trump to answer some questions, wouldn't it? I'll see everybody then.